Just back from the Louisville Show of shows. If you missed the video about our party on Friday night, check the link below. You might want to watch that. We had a lot of fun. Now, these are just some of the guns that we picked out. Here's the big picture. When we unloaded the van, this is what our room looked like. And now I'm going to show you some of the highlights. Okay, we're going to start at the top and work our way through. Here's the first item. Now, I've shown these before at least a couple of times, and in fact, at the Louisville Show, I actually did a video of a US 1911 vinyl holster. I'd never seen one before. I've actually owned 3 of these. This one is probably the best condition of any I've ever seen. These are vinyl. It was experimental. I don't think it worked out very well because they're extremely rare, but you see the Party Leader Eagle, which would go with a Party Leader PPK, which we're going to show next. And the problem with these is over time they become very stiff and you can't lift these. If I try to lift these, and most of the ones I've owned, they crack all along the top. In fact, I've seen them where they're hanging on by an inch. So we don't want to move that. The whole thing is vinyl. We don't want to, you really can't move anything. Now, you can make it more pliable if you apply like a hair dryer to it. And then it'll, the heat kind of helps the vinyl move a little bit. But you can see this piece is leather. It's the only leather piece on it. You can see that's nice and subtle. That's very subtle, and this is very stiff. But just to give you an idea, this will sell for about $5,000 because they're so rare. But only a really high-end collector would want one as a display piece, because even with this gun, I can't really put it in there because then I can't get it in and out for fear it would break. So we're going to move along. I just wanted to show that to you because of the rarity, and this is the nicest one we've ever sold. It's basically in mint condition. Next is a Party Leader PPK, and yes, we did pick this up at the show, and I checked it all out. It's 100% correct. It's in the right serial range, which is 176,000. You see the Party Leader Eagle here, and then the finger extension mag, which is as nice as the gun. Walther banner only, which is what it should be. You do see fire blue here, a little bit of wear, which is what you'd want to see. Less than 1% wear. So this is a 99% gun. Front strap, 99%. Other side, 99%. Crown end proofed, which it should be. This is the correct magazine to go with it. I think I already said that. And finally, the grip itself, it's in excellent condition except for one crack. And geez, if this didn't have that one crack, it would be worth a heck of a lot more money. But right here is a crack that goes down to about here. So we'd have to, we wouldn't get top dollar for it. Top dollar can be $15,000 to $20,000. I've seen them sell for $25,000. This one we will sell somewhat cheaper because of the crack. Next we have a Baby Browning, which is factory engraved. They did actually come in a threesome. Here's a picture of the threesome and the 3 variations, this being the smallest, the baby. And it's, again, factory engraved. I think it's a satin nickel finish. And this comes in 25 caliber. And it has mother of pearl grips. It has the correct magazine, which is also nickeled. And it has straw trigger. I just like it because it is a factory engraved gun. And if you have the 3-gun set, they sell for a premium. Now this might make you wonder, what the heck is it? This is a legit red finger extension bottom. They usually are brown or black like this, but they did for a short period of time use these. There's theories that they were used on bank guns so that they could identify which guns were 32 caliber and which were 22 caliber. This, I can tell, these were only early, pre-war. So they made them pre-war, and that's a slab side. So it's actually a very early bottom, but this is a wartime. See the W? This is a 1945 tube. So how did this happen? Well, it came back, and by the way, that's nickel. The the fitting underneath is nickeled, and that's exactly what it should look like. However, this was put together by a GI at the end of the war. He grabbed a tube, he put this together, he liked the red, he stuck it on there and brought it home because this came actually with a mismatched PP that was put together at the factory. I separated this out just because there's so many people out there looking for this magazine, and these sell very quickly at about 800 bucks. Now I have three 1911s. This one is from 1915 and mint condition. This one is in 1917, also in mint condition. Just if you look at that, this one is probably, the 1917 is a little bit nicer. But you can see all the features on here. If you look at the front strap, again, the 17 is a little bit nicer. The 15 is more rare because, of course, the United States was not in the war until 1917, so they geared up production in 1917. 1915, far fewer made. This does have the earlier magazine, halftone with a lanyard. Just a really hard gun to find in this condition. We brought it back, and hopefully it'll make it to the website. If it isn't scarfed up more quickly than we have time to get it pictured and listed. And as I already mentioned, this one from 1917, which is really when they geared up. Just mint front strap, mint back strap, beautiful left side, beautiful right side. This will sell for a premium. By the way, both of these have the correct barrels in them. This is PH. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a PH with separation between the two. And this is the same. It's PH with separation. And the reason I say that is there is one where the P and the H touch each other. So this is the correct barrel, all matching, all correct, correct wooden grips, still sharp diamonds on it. And they are both proofed for the military here and here. So they're all correct military guns, rare 1915, and then the minty 1917. Now, one more 1911. This was actually licensed to Norway, which I sometimes mistakenly call Norwegia. We had Christian at our party from Norway. If you watch the video from the party, you'll see Christian who wins a prize for coming the longest distance. This is Norwegian, but it's Nazi-proof. So this is from 1945. It'll be dated on this side. There it is, 1945. This has a dull finish. You'll notice that right away. And that's because the wartime guns, especially in 1945, would be a very dull finish. This was also dull. They didn't really spend the time to make it nice and bright and shiny. And these tend to be a blonde wood. And this was post-factory painted rear sight. That probably can be removed, but I just left it alone. Nazi-proofed during the German occupation, 1945, just before the factory was liberated. These sell for a premium because they're very popular with cult collectors, but also World War II collectors like myself. All right, next I'm going to show you three Lugers and then a Polish Radom, which this sells itself in a matter of minutes. So we're going to start with 1900, model 1900, 1908, and then a Black Widow. So the 1900, absolute mint condition. Let's just gaze upon that. Nowhere is there wear. Germany mark, because it was probably exported to another European country or the United States, but it doesn't have the U.S. crest. It is 30 caliber, 7.65. It does have the dish toggle and the grip safety. Notice the fire blue here. Notice the straw is near. This is near perfect, all original, not been refinished. They don't get any better than this. So model 1900. There's no stock lug, which they didn't do for the non-military guns back then. And it does have a correct wood bottom magazine, which matches the condition of the gun. All right, next we're going to take a look at I said 1908, also a commercial. So this is a correct tan commercial holster. Notice that orange stitching. This is just absolutely gorgeous. Hard to find in this condition. It does come with a double tool. Not only do you have the Luger tool, but also you have this punch pin, which with my gloves on, I'm not going to get that out, but you'll take my word for it. As a punch pin, which I've never actually even used, but they did have them in these early, again, 1908. Actually a third tool, so 1, 2, and then we have a cleaning rod that's also with this. That does come out pretty easily. Now, I think this matches the condition of the other one, and it is 9mm instead of the 30 caliber. You see it's a shorter barrel, 4-inch barrel, compared to I guess it's a 6-inch barrel. The front sight is a little bit different. This one has just a little bit of wear. You can see right here, maybe on the end here. So this has like 0 wear. This might have 1% wear. Again, there's because it's a commercial gun, 9mm. It doesn't have a stock lug. Front straps are beautiful. Back strap is beautiful. It comes with 2 magazines, one in the gun, which is in stunning condition, and the spare is, of course, in the holster, and we've already gone over, that's also stunning. We've already gone over all the tools that come with it. So this comes as an entire rig and would be a high-end collector's dream come true, including myself. I'd love to own this. All right, now this Black Widow I personally picked up. A guy came over to the table. We talked for a minute. He pulled out this Black Widow. It is stunningly beautiful. As nice as they come, BYF 42. So this is the last year of production Black Widow. They made them up to 42. What makes it a Black Widow is the black grips. People say, why do they call it a Black Widow? It's a made-up name. Actually, American marketers called them Black Widows because it sounds sexy. But they were just issued to standard troops. There's nothing special about it other than the black plastic grip and the black plastic bottom. Aha! I found something wrong with it. Look at that. There's a little chip right there. So that hurts it a little bit, and I didn't even notice that when I bought it. But all of the edges are sharp, not worn, not buffed, not refinished. Look at the front strap, beautiful. Back strap. All 3 of these Lugers are just absolutely as good as they get. Almost no wear, a little bit of wear on the hump. And you can see the serial range there. It's in the E block. In the E block, and there are the proof marks, which would be Nazi Eagle or Waffen Eagle 135, and that would be correct. And of course, it's 9mm because it did go to the military, and it does have the stock lug on the back. When I talked about no stock lug versus stock lug, you can see the difference right away. All right, now for the last one. Now, this final one is the Polish Radom. These are getting really hard to find. In fact, I had a good friend ask me recently if you could pick up one gun at the gun show, what would it be? And of course I always say a nice Luger, nice Walther, but I didn't say that because I have so many. I said I would love to have another Polish Radom Eagle. And he brought me one. So thank you, Mike. He brought me a Polish Eagle Radom, and I put that away in my safe. But lo and behold, while I was putting that away in the safe, Chris purchased this one, and he one-upped me because not only did he get a Polish Radom Eagle, but he got the correct holster to go with it. Now this holster, this is the style of the holster, and of course these would be straps. You would go over your shoulder, or you could put it on your belt, but this is a correct Polish Radom pre-war, so this is pre-World War II. Highly popular, very expensive, highly sought after. And here's what the gun looks like. It is dated 1938, and that's the Polish Eagle. So you see the Polish Eagle 1938. You see a little bit of corrosion in the finish up here, but not bad. It's still smooth to the touch. It's not pitted. Front strap, you often will see that rub mark right there, and that's because it hits right there. When you put it in there, it hits here and rubs. And since I have this out, I'll go ahead and show you this. This correct holster, and this is a red ink stamp right here. That's a maker stamp. But this has 2 spare magazines here, and then of course one in the gun. Now both of these spare magazines are G2 proof. So that is the proof mark for the Polish Army. So this was accepted to the Polish Army. G2 proofed, G2 proofed. Each one of these magazines will sell for $300 a piece. That takes us to $600 there. Then this holster sells for about $3,000 to $3,500. Actually, I think it's a $3,500 holster. And then the gun itself, I can't price it for you because it would violate YouTube rules. But these can be very expensive. I mentioned the G2 proof on the magazine. It'd probably be good to show you that. It comes in an oval, looks like this. There's two of them, and it does add a premium. The one in the gun itself looks like it is not G2 proofed, but these two are. So in the interest of full disclosure, not G2 proof, the other two are. Excellent condition. It does have a matching barrel, slide. Everything on this is all matching. I already mentioned 1938, and certainly this whole assembly will sell instantly at a very high premium. Thanks for watching. Obviously, that's not all we brought home, so you want to like and subscribe and stay tuned. I'm going to show you more of what we brought home from the Louisville Show of Shows.